And now we're going to be discussing the Philippine political leadership and the values they carry. Ano? Kasi talagang napansin ko doon sa nakita kong biography, bio picture ni Isko Moreno doon sa YouTube. Ano? And tiningnan ko rin po yung lifestyle ni Presidente Duterte. But before we go to that main topic, ilang mga updates lang sa ekonomiya po natin. Number one, the Philippine economy rebounds in second quarter. That means April, May, June. The data is in. GDP expanded 11.8% year on year kumpara sa nakaraang taon. It is rebounded by 11.8% itong second quarter. The statistics agency NEDA says after straight quarters of contraction, the increase, the best since the last 2 months of 1988, was driven by a rebound in construction activity, of course, build, and consumer spending. Bumabawi yung mga consumers, namimili. But it came off a 17% slump in the same period last year. Noong nakarang taon, bumagsak ng 17% ang ekonomiya po natin. So marami pa tayong babawiin. When the country endured its first crippling lockdown that wiped out millions of jobs. And again, we are facing 150 billion peso loss every week while we're on lockdown. But hope must continue to push us to work harder. Philippines will be joining the investment and trade fair in China in September, according to our Department of Trade Chief, Ramon. What's his full name? Anyway, let me just go back. The Philippine Pavilion at the China International Fair Trade for Investment and Trade, CFIT 2020, that's last year. The Philippines will again join the international fair as guest country of honor at the CFIT 2021 in Xiamen, China, from September 8 to 11, 2021. So let's be positive, let's look forward and continue to invest in our future. Now let's go to the main subject matter, these values. Kaya po kasama natin din si Ka Mauro dahil kilalang-kilala ni Ka Mauro itong si Isko Moreno. Ano? But lately, nasa front pages na naman si Isko and President Duterte dahil nga binubulgar ulit ni Presidente Duterte yung mga nakaraan Isko na sex symbol ata, callboy pa ang nababasa ko sa itang mga ulat. Ano? Pero ito po ang larawan galing sa kanyang biopic or bio video or whatever we want to call it, but it's on YouTube, you can watch it. No? Yung kanyang Bentley, yung kotse po, yung kanyang bahay. Given his path sa buhay po niya, do you think he can afford this really? All by legal means. No? We don't know, we are not making any judgment, we're only asking the question. Pero yung attitude sa personal luxury is very important when we as a public, voting public, consider the offer of a one to be president or leader, even as mayor of Manila, City of Manila. Ano naman ang attitude ni Presidente Duterte? Dito sa kaliwa, nung bumisita si Prime Minister Abe ng Japan, curious siya. Ano kasi uulat yung simple life ni Presidente Duterte. Yan sa background po yung bahay niya sa Davao. Ano malaki nga, of course yung mga lupa sa Davao at mana ata ito ni Presidente Duterte, malaki, 2 floors, 2 stories, at bahay ng politiko where you can entertain. Kasi hindi ko na nilagay yung kanyang photo ng sala niya, pero malaking sala niya, kaya nakapasok si Prime Minister Abe and yung entourage and so on. Pero hindi naman mahirap na tao si Presidente Duterte. Doon sa kanan po, yung kanyang binigay niya sa isang anak niya na bahay dito sa P. Guevara sa San Juan. So, something like this, would this be called the townhouse? So it seems like a townhouse. It costs at least 10 to 20 million, 15 million maybe. So, hindi naman mahirap na pamilya. Pero, yung personal lifestyle, I think I can appreciate na mukhang simple. But also, the controversies will crop up in the next few months. Tulad nito po, ang unang nag-tip off po sa akin na mukhang may trouble na in the paradise of the city of Manila, the political paradise ni Isko Moreno. Itong si Malu Tequia ay nag-resign na as president of the Universidad de Manila effective August 13, so 2 days from now. And abogado, attorney George Garcia has also resigned as dean of the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila's College of Law. Both Tequia and Garcia were Moreno's appointees. Their resignations happened at the same time that Moreno bolted the National Unity Party to join the little-known Acción Democrático. And then, of course, we can also discuss the falling out doon sa talks between Soto, Lacson, and Robredo. Sabi ng Business World, falling out spells trouble for both camps. So that's my intro to this issue. Let's go to Mauro first about Isko Moreno. You are directing him in your movies, Mauro Samonte. Tell us more.
To begin with, it had been my policy as a film director na distance myself from their private lives. So I never really, hindi talaga ako nakialam sa kanilang private affairs. Baka kung ano-ano mahalukay ko pa. Alam mo ako, mahilig akong mag-uncover ng mga lihim. Kaya ang policy ko dyan, let it be. Kung ano man yung kanilang mga gawaing pribado sa kanila na yun. Ang magko-comment lang ako kung yung kanilang mga private affairs ay nakakagambala na sa performance ng kanilang public duties kung ano man. At anyway, I do not claim to much knowledge about ISKO except that early on, unang pelikula niya yata yung ginawa ko yung dati Igorotan title noon na later pinalitan ni Robitan ng exploitation. Magiging kapareha niya dapat doon si Precious Hipolito. Precious Hipolito, as you know now, pumalaot na sa politika at naging congressman na ngayon ng Quezon City. Ngayon ko lang nalaman yan. So natutuwa naman ako na tinanggihan ni Precious yung pelikula ngayon kasi sabi ko sa kanya, mayroon silang love scene dito ni Isko Moreno. Ay sabi,
Pakiulit, Mauro, pakiulit yung huling statement mo na down out ng Dr. Ciclo.
Ang ibig sabihin, makikita ni Isko Moreno ang katawan ko. Sabi ko, of course. No? Also, umiling siya. With that coy, yung dainty smile na isang bagong nagdadalaga pa lang, ayaw niya. So hindi siya natuloy na maging kaparehan ni Isko doon. Ang naging katuloy niya si Priscilla Almeida. Now, ang gusto kong puntuhin dito ngayon sa pag-uusap tungkol kay Isko, ayokong pumalaot sa pagdidiscuss ng kanyang presidential ambition Kasi in the first place, I don't think he fits. And in the second place, I don't think there will be another election.
Okay. Nakakaintriga yan Mamaya, tatanungin kita kung anong dahilan.
Yung mindset ninyo na magkakaroon ng eleksyon, no? Wag natin gawing katawa-tawa, no? Makikita niyo sa takbo ng politika sa Pilipinas noong 1971, August 21, 1971, binumban ni Ninoy Aquino ang Plaza Miranda rally ng Liberal Party. At yun ang nagpwersa kay Marcos para mag-alisin yung rito habeas corpus. And later on, magdeklara ng martial law. Ginawa iyon on an August 21 preceding an presidential election. What I'm saying ngayon, ano ang mangyayari sa August 21 na magiging president ng susunod na presidential election sa 2022? Kung ang ibig sabihin, kung nangyari na yung August 21, 1971 ay nagtuloy sa pagdideklara ng martial law, hindi ba posibleng ang August 21 ay magkaroon ng panibagong pagsabog na naman upang magtuloy sa pag-prostrate ng panibagong presidential ambition? Sinong pinostrate na presidential ambition ng 1971? Yung ambition ni Ninoy Aquino, di ba? Hinintay niya ang 1973 para tumakbong presidente. Pero na-prostrate yun na i-declare ni Marcos na martial law 1972. Whose presidential ambition will be frustrated now by the declaration of another martial law come 2022. Another thing. Si Ninoy Aquino was not yet known at the time, pero siya ang kandidato ng CPP sa parliamentary struggle. Sa ngayon, malakas ang tunog. Si ISKO Moreno ang kandidato ng CPP and PNDF sa presidential election. Hindi ba nagkakaroon ng analogy? Hindi pa masyadong kompleto ang analysis ko rito. No? Ayokong sumakay muna dun sa mindset natin na magkakaroon ng panibagong presidential election na para bang walang mga circumstances na epekto sa mga pangyayari. Magkakaroon ng panibagong August 21 that will lead to a declaration of martial law in 2022.
Okay, magandang usapan yan. So, let's go to Maestra Ana. Maestra Ana.
Natutuwa ako kay Kamaro Kamento. Yung kanyang yung nakwento kasi sa akin yung kanyang paradigm of trying to predict kung magkaka-election o hindi. So, well, let's see, no? That's one perspective. Ako naman, balikan ko lang yung maganda po yung balita na nagkaroon ng a little of 11.8 yung GNP ata yan ng Pilipinas despite na nasa COVID. Maganda na po yan. Kasi nasa negative tayo before. Ngayon at least umuusad. Pero still at the end of the day, hindi tayo pwedeng maging complacent kasi ayun nga, nasa lockdown pa tayo at still, apektado na naman ekonomiya natin. So, we really have to be very, I think we really have to take the COVID-19 pandemic seriously, especially the Delta variant. Ang balita ko nga po sa mga friends ko, karamihan ng tinatamaan ng virus na Delta, yung variant na yan, ay mga bata. Ang St. Luke po ay sarado na ngayon kasi wala ng spaces. So, let's take it seriously for the sake of our family in terms of health and for the sake of the economy. On the other hand, when you talk about values, ang sa akin po, pagdating sa public service, isang perspektibo lang ang pinanggagalingan ko dyan. Public service is a calling and a vocation. It's not a profession that anyone who wants to enter in public service or wants to be politician na magpapayaman ka. That's not how it is. It's always been for me a calling and a vocation. Na kapag pumasok ka dyan, yun ang isipin mo. Hindi ka nandyan para yumaman. Nandyan ka para magsilbi sa bayan. That has been my paradigm even when I was high school and elementary, no? Because I was very much into politics, but student politics, student council and all that. So ganun talaga dapat. So ngayon naman, sa issue naman ni ISKO, balikan natin. Ang presidente kasi, ang kinikriticize sa kanya is yung palpak na isang event na pumalpak siya doon sa pag-o-organize ng kanyang bakuna sa Manila. So yun. Ang kaso, ang problema kasi ni ISKO is imbis na he takes it constructively and kumbaga rectify the mistakes. Kasi nakita yon sa TV eh. Ang ginawa niya, bumabanat siya sa Pangulo below the belt. That's the problem. Bumanat siya below the belt. Now, you don't do that to someone like Digong. Kasi si Digong, if you look at him, at saka kung titignan mo ang background yan sa Davao at paging mayor, yan, hindi yan umaatras sa mga ganyang banatan. So this is now the time that Digong is nare-rest back siya. Pag rest back naman, problema, nagre-react sila na parang kinakawawa si ISKO. Hindi naman, kasi ang unang criticism dyan is yung kanyang performance, na ayusin mo. Pero ang problema nga kay ISKO, bumaba na siya below the belt. Sa president, anong sinabi niya? Sabi niya sa president, natutulog lang daw ang presidente at kung gabi na magising para magtrabaho, that's below the belt because that's not the president. So yun yung problema niya. So ngayon, ang problema niya, bumanat ang presidente. Paano ba yan? Yun yung sinasabi ko.
Well, what about what insight do you have about the resignation ni Malu Tatia at ni Attorney Garcia? That's
Yes po.
significant, no?
Oo, so that's very, very significant, I think. Kasi if you look at Malu, I think Malu is a very good political strategist. That's one thing I can say. And she's really a professional. And she has her credentials backing her up. Tsaka academic din yan for so many reasons, no? Kaya lang, nung umagang yon, kahapon ba o 2 days ago, parang umaga, may nag-tip sa akin na kaibigan ko na, Ana, I think Miss Malu Tatia resign. Sabi ko, for what? Sabi ko, resign saan? Sabi niya sa university daw as president. Sabi ko, why? And I think that's 2022 pa siya magre-resign or matatapos ng term na 2023. Tapos sabi nila, conflict of principle or parang differences of principle. So doon ko na nakuha na, there's something going on in the camp of ISKO Moreno. Probably they're not agreeing on certain core principles that Malu cannot compromise. Because Malu also is very principled person. She will not compromise things that is core to her, yung core values niya. So I think that's much more the case. But of course, I'm not privy to anything because that was only discussed by a friend who knows probably the inside out of these things. Yeah.
Let's go to Kaado and ask him. Kaado, some interpret this bolting from the NUL of Malu Tatia or of Mayor ISKO as leaving behind Enrique Razon or whoever is supporting, which many people believe is Enrique Razon, the NUL, and going to Action Democratico, the party of the late Raul Roco, which is a non-entity. But could this be the vehicle with mukhang kasama niya si Vico Soto dito, no? That is being developed by the Americans. Kasi mukhang alagang-alaga itong si Vico at itong si ISKO ng media natin that is mainstream media na is very influenced by the Americans. Okay, go ahead, Kaado.
ISKO Moreno has already come up with a meme, no? A meme sa Tagalog na hindi siya sasama sa partido niya because sa partido niya is supporting sasama kung palitan lang. Parang hinting na it's a dynastical thing. So if NUP is going towards Sara Duterte, there's no place for ISKO. He will have to look for his own place somewhere else. Now, there is something crazy about the 2022 elections as it has been going on. Itong mga amateurs, like Trillanes, Pacquiao, and Moreno, they insist on attacking the president. No, Digong is not running for president, excuse me. And Digong, you don't attack a very popular president at the peak of his popularity. You know, meron tayong kontrabida mentality, yung oppositionista, no? And that is prevalent in Trillanes. And Trillanes is also a non-entity now because 3% lang siya sa mga surveys. Pacquiao, on 2 occasions, did the president in, only to discover that he is now still 10% in the comparative standings, 8 to 10%. Pero bumagsak ang net approval rating niya to 2%. At ang kanyang trust rating went as low as negative 14. And now comes ISKO Moreno. Hindi ko maintindihan itong mga ito. These people, ano ba kayo? Tumatakbo ba kayong mayor? Nilalabanan nyo ba si Duterte? Mayor to mayor? O ano ba kayo? Sino ba ang mga utak nyo? No? And I would say, wala kayong utak. And because of what you have done, si Bongbong Marcos that has been settling for 10 to 13% is now 17%. Oh, and timing, ganda ng timing ni Bongbong Marcos, he is now going down to the LGUs and conducting constituency consultations, no, to get the pulse of the people. So, para sa akin, kung gusto ninyong pumorma, kumuha kayo ng kasing galing ko sa politika. Bayaran nyo naman kami na maayos na professional fee. Eh kung katulad ni Malutikia, mga magaling yan, umaalis pa sa kamay ninyo. Eh paano na? Sino ha-handle sinyo? Oh, wala na. Baka may Bisaya na maging campaign manager nyo. Hindi mananalo. Anyway.
Okay.
Napakaaga pa po, no? October 1 to 8 ang filing of candidacy and last day of substitution is November 15. For the meantime, dito pa lang sa Arangkada, marami nang gustong tumakbo, sarado pa gate. Yun ang problema. Kaya sa gate sila nababangga. Hindi naman sila marunong lumundag, magpa-cute, no? For the meantime, yung mga katulad ni Sara Duterte na still making up my mind, still studying the political structures, etc., etc. And ito naman si Bongbong Marcos, who is doing consultation with the people, low-level consultation with the people. At the end of the day, pag hindi nagbago ang style ni Trillanes Pacquiao Moreno, sasama ko na si Lacson at isasama ko na si problem. The race will be left to a Bongbong Sara Duterte. Vice-presidente o presidente, hindi ko pa alam, pero sila mamamayani dyan. May iiwan kayo sa pansitan. Yan ang aking masasabi.
Okay. So let's get a reaction from Kamaro dito sa mga analysis ni Maestra Ana and Kaado. Of course, you don't believe that there will be elections. Does that figure in any way sa iyong calculation? Nakakadagdag ba sa iyong projection?
Yeah, Kamentong, I'm sorry to say, pero wala dyan ang mindset ko eh. Kaya I didn't even have to prepare for this discussion. Bunang isip ko na I don't want election. And the less election we have, the better for the country. The more President Duterte realizes that he needs to declare another Marcos rule, the better for the country. So I'm sorry for Bongbong. A Marcos dictatorship will not come from a son, but from a ruling one-man ruler. This is the sitting president.
Okay. Actually, I agree with Kamaro. I do not like elections. I like communitarian meritocracy, ay mukhang nagkakasundo kami ni Kamaro na si Presidente Duterte is in the right direction. Kaya pwedeng ipagpatuloy para maisantabi na itong mga komunistang kunwari, peking komunista, peking nationalist, peking patriots. Siguro dapat linisin din ng military ng mga pro-Americans at sa second extension, the first extension or the second term of the administration to finally remove the VFA pagka na-recover ng ekonomiya and so on. Pero ang kaibahan ko lang kay Mauro, palagay ko hindi matatanggap ng kulturang politikal ng Pilipino pa kasi sobrang bigla. Pero kung may dahilan na mag-martial law, siyempre sasabihin ng taong bayan, may dahilan di siyempre tatanggapin. Posible din yan. Nasa kamay ni Presidente Duterte ang mga barahang yan. Right now, final point ko, kailangan ba niya ng ganyang drastic measure? Mukhang hindi. Panalong-panalo sila at this point in time. So let's go to Maestra Ana. We have 25 seconds actually na.
Idagdag ko lang kasi kahapon na umattend ako ng isang forum na si Carlo Nograles, ang guest. Tapos nasabi niya na President Duterte actually believes in socialism, not communism but socialism. So it means that he really wants the state to provide and to to care for the hindi yung privatization and capitalistic na sobra-sobra. So doon ako natuwa dahil at least we are very close in terms of political ideology with the president.
That's right. Well, again, we have run out of time, so officially we will end this discussion of opinion ngayon dito po sa Golden Nation Network. So we'll take this break again, our last break.